So I'm going to share a testimony that was recently shared with me that just shook me from the inside. Now, you all know that this social media account has been reaching out people across the country, maybe the globe, who knows. And people have been reaching back out to me, letting me know that they support what I'm doing and that they hope they keep on doing it because it's helping people everywhere speak their truth. So this testimony, we'll call this guy Bob. He had the unfortunate experience of witnessing his father unaliving his mother when he was 5. Unfortunately, it sounds like his grandmother, his mother's mom, and the family knew that something like this, there was a possibility this could happen. It's just terrible. He is one of 4 children. He's now 40 years old. He's one of 4 children. The father got a good lawyer. He only ended up doing 5 years in jail. Something about manslaughter versus murder. He claimed it was an accident. Anyhow, the story gets worse. His grandfather on his father's side comes around when Bob's about 7 years old. Bob starts getting spoiled by this grandfather. This spoiling is not the kind of spoiling that we may be thinking of. He's touching him. This goes on till Bob's about 10 years old. At this point, the dad gets out of jail. The grandfather now begins to leave Bob alone. But as you can imagine, in the first 10 years of his life, he's witnessed a lot. He's gone through a lot. So now he's rebellious. He's argumentative. He's got hatred in his heart. He's got a lot of evil going on through him. So he's hanging out with the wrong crowds. He's going in and out of juvenile. Life is not going good for Bob. By the time he turns 18 years old, life has not turned out in any favorable way for somebody like him. But he does take a turn for the better. Turns 18 years old. He gets out of that state. He moves out, moves to another state, says, I'm gonna get my life together. He ends up finding a girlfriend, he finds a job, he gets an apartment, things are going pretty good for him. Unfortunately, he gets introduced to alcohol. But in his mind, which I think this happens a lot to men, in his mind he thinks, if I'm paying my bills, I got a good job, I'm taking care of my lady, then I can go to the bar, I can go drinking, as long as I'm taking care of my responsibilities. Unfortunately, that gets out of control. Fast forward a few years, he's got a couple of kids, he's married now, the alcohol has consumed him. Really, who can blame him, right? The life that young man has had at this point. How do you recover from that? Unfortunately, for the wife and the children, it doesn't really get better because all they see is a alcoholic father who has not shared any of his past with his family. They leave. They go to another state. He's stuck there because he gets thrown in jail. Alcohol-related incidents. She moves on. She remarries. Now Bob is, fast forward a few more years, Bob, while in jail, finds his Jesus moment. He finds Christ while in jail. God saves him. He turns his life over. Now, mind you, we all heard what this man has gone through, some of his own doing, some of his natural causes, because of what he's gone through, and some of the most horrible things you could possibly imagine anybody going through, all before the age of 10. But he finds Jesus. Now, at age 40, he is in his children's life. One of his oldest, is an adult, moved out. The youngest, he has custody, with 50-50 custody with the mother. Him and the mother do have a cordial relationship. He owns his own business. He has been sober for 8 years, all because he found Christ. He allowed Christ into his life. He allowed Christ to show forgiveness. He repented, and he's 8 years sober. He's got his children back in his life. He's got Christ in his life. He owns his own business. He's getting his life together. He's got a long way to go still, no question about it, one day at a time. So his message to me, and hopefully to share with everybody out there, is if somebody who was dealt the worst hand possible to start his life off can make it through all of that and still have rejoicing in his heart, can still have grace in his heart, and still be forgiven, so can you. Just wanted to share that with everybody. I hope to share more testimonies. I'd love to hear yours. God bless you all. Amen.